I looked right in her eyes, and her eyes were gray. I've never seen someone with gray eyes, like a gray sky during a stormy day. They were foggy and misty. And I'm telling you, Ryan, I was just sitting there normal. And I don't know if you've ever been scared, but
I'm scared right now.
my fear, I could feel it go up like a thermometer, just went. And in my head, I went, oh my God, this person is dead. I'm going through this thing like, do I stay with this girl? Do I leave this girl? We're in this
And why?
thing.
What was happening at that point where you're
There
feeling
was a
that?
point where we were madly in love, but then she cheated on me and I caught her.
How did you catch her? Like in the act?
No, it was very bizarre. We had moved in together, and you know, sometimes your instincts just know if that someone's cheated on you. Your gut,
guts,
it's
bro.
just, and it's so strong, and you feel horrible about it because you don't want to be that I don't trust you person, you know. But when something doesn't leave you, you go, why is this? Why? And so we lived on the back end of a golf course up in Toronto, and it was a winter night, and we were living together. And I'm thinking, do we get married? Do we move forward? Do we go to the next level? But I still had this nagging thing, and I'd asked her many times. I said, look, just tell me, did you cheat on me? I can feel it. You know, we can work it out. Maybe, I don't know, at least we can have a dialogue. We can discuss it. And it just wasn't coming, you know. She was telling me nothing happened. And so one night I went down into the golf course in the middle of the night, snowing. It's like this deep. It's
You
Canada.
walked down?
I walked down and I just looked to the sky. I go, God, please give me an answer. Did she cheat on me? Give me an answer, please. Like, I need to know. Like, I had these big plans for my life. I knew I wanted to go to Hollywood. I knew I wanted to take a shot at doing something in the entertainment. Like, I had big plans. I knew I wasn't going to have a mediocre life. And I thought, if I'm going to bring this person with me, I want it to be the right person. And so I was like, please give me an answer. I remember getting on my knees and sticking my face in the snow, like just numbing my face. Like I was.
See, I could never tell.
This
You're
is for
being
real.
serious or
This
not.
is for real, man. I'm telling you.
I believe you if you say.
I just shoved my face, just frozen. Like
Out of the house in the middle of the fucking night, trek down to like an opening.
Yeah, I'm in the golf course.
Yeah.
I'm on like it's this huge, beautiful pine trees everywhere in the middle of Toronto. But now, you know, golf course is a giant park, so there was no one around. Big, thick snowflakes. It's like a scene right out of It's a Wonderful Life. You know, please God help me. You know, where he's about to jump off the bridge, but I didn't have a bridge, so I just stuck my face in the snow. And I went home, and the next day, I was looking around the house. I was cleaning or whatever. We had a little one-bedroom apartment. And I look in our closet and I see this bag, like kind of a bag. And I remembered, oh, that's her bag. And I hadn't seen it there before. And I pulled it out and there was a notepad in it. And I opened the notepad, and in the notepad were 2 handwritten letters. One was to me, saying all this stuff about, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then the second one was to this guy. So she was caught. She was busted. And so I ended it, but I still was so in love with her, and we tried to work through it and just couldn't get there. And I was struggling. I was like, how do I get it going with someone I don't trust, right?
Right.
And so cut to now I'm working for the police. I'm doing my route. And I'm still struggling with this thing. And every day I went back to the same place, from police headquarters back to the same place. And so this day I'm really like going nuts. Like, God, I need an answer. So for the first time since I'd worked there, I drove past my building. I drove north.
Where you live?
Well, no, where I work.
So
I drove past work and I just kept going right up the road. And as I was driving, I did it again. I went, God, please give me the answer. Like, what am I supposed to do with this girl? There's all this stuff. And And so I'm driving along, and I go about like 2 miles north of work, which I never do. And I see this burger joint called the Fire Pit. I pull in, and it's this sign, and it's like flames coming up, and it's called the Fire Pit. And I'd been there before. It's like delicious burgers, right? And so I go into the place, and it's one of those places where you stand at the counter like McDonald's, you look up at the menu, and then you order what you want, and then you sit down. So I go in, I look around, there's no one there. This is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm supposed to finish work at 5, right? So I go, I'm just going to get a burger. I'm going to sit down, and, I just said this crazy prayer. Give me an answer. And I order my burger. I get it. I sit down in a little booth, little bench on each side. I got my burger. And as I'm looking down, I'm starting to open it. All of a sudden, I feel someone slide in right across from me. And before I tell you any more, I'm a horror movie freak. Like, I love horror movies.
Okay.
Like, Freddy the 13th.
Freddy the 13th. You sound like a real fan.
Jeepers Creepers.
Freddy
the 13th. I don't know all these idiots, They wear goalie masks.
Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, all those guys,
Halloween. Michael
yeah.
Myers. That first Halloween's a fantastic
it's
one,
great.
man.
And I love getting scared, and I love the thrill of it. So not much phases me. So I'm sitting down at the Fire Pit. I'm just about to unwrap my burger, and I feel someone slide in right across from me, but there'd been no one in this place. It's not a big place. And I literally look up, and sitting directly across from me is a woman, probably about 45 years old. And she's got long hair, gray hair. Like it almost looked like
the lady outside today.
Yeah, just like but this really weird gray, and it looked like
scraggly
dead hair.
Yeah, okay.
And then I looked right in her eyes, and her eyes were gray. I've never seen someone with gray eyes, like a gray sky during a stormy day. They were foggy and misty. And I'm telling you, Ryan, I was just sitting there normal, and I don't know if you've ever been scared. But
I'm scared right now.
My fear, I could feel it go up like a thermometer, just went. And in my head, I went, oh my God, this person is dead.
You really thought that right away? That's
the only thing that went into my head. I went, and I just felt like terror. Like I looked at her hair, her skin, her eyes I'd never seen, and she's just staring right at me. I go, this person is dead.
Like dead face, not a smile, not any expression, nothing.
No, it just felt like it was a living dead person. And I go, this person is dead. And she opens her mouth, and I'm not making it. She goes, I died 9 months ago.
No! Harland, get the fuck out!
Dude, I still get goosebumps. My fear, I just...
You're telling me you sat down, unwrap a burger, and this lady slides in out of nowhere and looks at you, and the first thing she says is, I died 9 months ago.
I died 9 months ago. She looked, I thought she was dead the minute I looked at her, and my thing went like this, and I was so scared. I froze. I wanted to scream. I've never wanted to scream. I literally wanted to go, like, just scream, and I couldn't. I was literally just staring at her, and I couldn't say, I froze. I was terrified, dude. And she goes, I'm a diabetic. This was after about 30, 45 seconds of silence.
No, that's how it started. It was that long before she said anything?
She just sat there, and I'm just I couldn't even talk. I've never been like that. She goes, I'm a diabetic. I had whatever happens when you go into diabetic shock. So she said, I was dead for 8 or 9 minutes, and they brought me back.
No, this is a zombie.
So I'm just freaking terrified, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't move. I was just somehow locked into this person.
It's like, I'm just fucking with you. You got my burger.
It's like, I'm sitting there at the Fire Pit, and it's like, I wanted to have a cheeseburger.
Yeah, there's a dead lady talking to
I wasn't looking to have brunch with Beelzebub. You know what I mean? I want onion rings, not lunch with Satan. Thank you very much.
This is wild.
It was
shit,
insane.
Dude.
I was terrified. I'm like, give me some curly fries there, Lucifer. You know, it's just like, so I'm sitting there completely terrified. And she starts talking about her experience when she was on the other side. She goes, they brought me back with, I don't know if they give him some kind of shot or something like that. And she starts talking about, she goes, I met God. I met this man with a long flowing white beard, a long flowing robe.
And you're just sitting there. You haven't said a word yet.
I can't move. I've never been like this in my life. I haven't said a word. And she just starts talking. And so I'm like terrified. And then she starts talking about this was God. And I touched his face and I was there with him. And now I start sort of going from terrified that the red zone goes down. And she starts talking about the afterlife and all this and that. And now I'm sort of going the other way where I'm starting to get like elated. Like I'm like, oh my God.
Maybe she's about to tell you the answer to the prayer you've been asking.
Yeah. And I'm
God's
just like,
messenger.
I don't know what she is. I'm thinking, is this an angel? And I go from being completely terrified to completely like enchanted by this person. And then the last thing the second last thing she says to me, she goes, God told me that where we are on earth, this is hell. And that kind of freaked me out a bit. She goes, but there's a better place. And I was kind of like, I said, well, why is she telling me all this? This wasn't my prayer. And then we go from that moment, she finally stops. And now I'm elated. I don't want her to stop talking. I went from complete terror to keep talking. It was just like, I was like, there was some kind of like beam between us. And then she just abruptly stopped. She stood up, stood at the edge of the booth and just looked at me and goes, find the right girl.
No. Is that real, dude?
That's 100% real. Find the right girl. And I'm just sitting there like this. She just walks away, goes out the side exit. And I'm like, this isn't real. That's an angel. I don't know what that is. And so I sat there for about probably 45 seconds and I go, I've got to go see if that's a real thing, or because no one else seemed to notice. There was no one else in there. I ran to the side door.
Never a physical touch or anything like that?
Never touched. I ran, I looked out the side door and I did see her walking down the street. So I went, okay. I almost thought I wouldn't, but that told me it was real. And that was it. That was it. It was the strangest,
that's scariest,
weirdest experience. Yeah.
Dude, how was the burger?
Flame broiled, let me tell you that much.
My man.
It was, I don't even remember the goddamn burger. When a demon sits down or an angel.
She might have took it with her.
Yeah. I should have noticed the damn thing was gone. The whole thing was a con job by Satan to get my damn meat.